Now on CoastTV News.
Cold weather spurring action. How advocates for the homeless are dealing with these dropping temperatures.
Another freeze warning is in effect for tonight, but the areas affected has been altered a bit.
And track in Rehoboth Beach, how the city is looking to tackle congestion with a public survey. $14 billion in aid for Israel, what the bill outlines, and the opposition it could face. An important deadline for school choice opportunities, what parents in the Indian River School District need to know.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Warm jackets to protect people from the cold. Good evening, I'm Mallory Metzner. Charlie Sakaitis has the evening off. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with advocacy groups for the homeless dealing with the sudden drop in temperature. New tonight, advocates for the homeless say this can be the worst time of year for the homeless, and temperatures are only going to drop more. Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us how these groups are preparing for the winter.
Warm beds ready for those without a home. The dropping temperatures have caused Code Purple to open 2 locations in Dover to get people out of the freezing nighttime temperatures. CFO Ennio Emanuel says it had to be done.
I messaged the team and I was like, I think we need to open up early. What do y'all think? And everyone was in agreement. We had the facilities ready. So, it was one of those things that did really catch us off guard. But that's why it's really important to be always kind of on our end, to always be talking about this type of thing, to always be aware.
Emanuel says usually Code Purple opens the doors the first week of December. He said on top of the cold temperatures, the lack of places to stay for the homeless and simply having the manpower motivated a decision. Over in Georgetown, Higher Ground Outreach founder Lou Hernandez says he has seen more people search for help with the cold temperatures rolling in.
Temperatures dropping as quick as they do is very dangerous for them, especially if they don't have a place to lay their head. They're out, sitting on cold concrete somewhere.
Both Hernandez and Emanuel said they are looking for donations on everything from hygiene products to jackets. According to Emanuel, there was a shelter that was opened in Sussex County, this one at Avenue Methodist Church in Milford. I'm Charles Reiner, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. And now we're taking a live look outside into our Hershey Exteriors camera at the 45th Street Tap House there in Ocean City. You can see the bay moving along in a cool breeze tonight. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our weather tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. Yes, and definitely a cool breeze, light breeze out of the north and mainly clear skies. That's a combination of things that sets us up for one of these yet again. A freeze warning is now reactivated for us, but now for Accomack, Somerset, Wacomico, Worcester, kicks in by midnight tonight, although you think it's there now because we're already feeling the chill, but it'll stay in effect until 9 o'clock for Friday, meaning that temperatures are going to drop to near 30 or slightly below 32, and freezing. High pressure system has now stepped over to the side. Now, this is a very important part of the equation. High pressure has clockwise rotation, so now the winds are going to start coming out of the south, which will give us a chance to warm up going into the weekend. But as of right now, we're still in the grips of that cold air and the active freeze warning. Coming up, we'll talk more about what we're expecting over the weekend, which is a bit of better news than we're experiencing tonight. But remember, the freeze warning is in effect for tonight and stays in effect until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, Mallory.
You, Paul. New tonight, this is a live look at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., where the House approved a nearly $14.5 billion military aid package today for Israel. The GOP-led bill rescinds funds that had been allocated to the IRS. The bill would be separate from any legislation on aid to Ukraine. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called the bill, quote, a deeply flawed proposal and said that the Senate will not take it up. Democrats want to link Israel and Ukraine in the bill and do not want to cut funding to the Internal Revenue Service. Schumer said the Senate will work on its own bipartisan emergency aid package that will include aid to Israel, Ukraine, competition with the Chinese government, and humanitarian aid to Gaza. Back here at home, the city of Rehoboth Beach posted a parking and traffic survey, which it hopes will help commissioners come up with ways to ease congestion and parking issues. Some ideas are parking garages or lowering permit prices for employees. The city says the biggest problem they face is space. There's just no room to add more spaces, and people who work downtown say there needs to be more parking.
I do think a parking garage would be beneficial because there are so many people that, especially in the summer, come down. And people do get frustrated when they have things they need to do down here and they can't find somewhere to park. So.
The city encourages everyone to take the survey before it closes on November 27th. The results will be shared with commissioners at the December 4th meeting. And that brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what do you think will fix the traffic and parking in Rehoboth Beach? Let's take a look at the updated results here. Earlier, the majority was a parking garage. And if you look at the screen here, you can see that's still true. 56% of people who voted in our poll say that a parking garage is the solution. 8% think there needs to be better public transit, 2% think there needs to be more parking spaces, and 34% think that carpooling or rideshare options would do. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttvnews.com or on our mobile app. We'll show you updated results later on in the newscast. Well, the next Sussex County town proposing a ban on recreational marijuana sales and businesses is Greenwood. The town will hold its council meeting on November 8th at 6 p.m. on West Market Street to talk about this proposed ban. The town of Millsboro is also expected to hold a public hearing this Monday to ban the sales of marijuana. That is taking place at the Millsboro Town Center.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Dorchester County is going green in a great way. The county is taking part in Operation Green Light, pictured here in Pennsylvania, where buildings are illuminated in the color as a show of support for veterans. In Wicomico County, the upper ferry is temporarily closed for repairs. Wicomico County officials say it's tentatively scheduled to reopen by Friday afternoon. Indian River's school choice applications open November 6th. Parents wanting to send their children there must apply by January 10th. The new system will also notify parents which schools are anticipated to have openings and those that are at capacity. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
New from Maryland State Police: as the chill of winter sets in and the holiday season looms, troopers and the Maryland Vehicle Theft Prevention Council are issuing a warning to drivers to take precautions to avoid car thefts. The National Insurance Crime Bureau has reported a car is stolen every 47 minutes in Maryland. The council says 52% of stolen vehicles are never recovered. In response to the surge, the Vehicle Theft Prevention Council is taking a proactive stance by awarding more than $3 million in grants aimed at vehicle theft and related crimes for fiscal year 2024. The University of Delaware has been awarded a grant of nearly $3 million for manufacturing research for wind power. The funding for the university is part of the $72 million allocated by the federal government for innovations in the manufacturing processes for wind and water technologies toward producing the sustainable deployment of offshore and land-based wind energy. The state says the university will use the funding to develop state-of-the-art manufacturing processes, materials, research, and sustainable practices tailored for the production of large wind blades. The Maryland State Board of Education will hold a special meeting and virtual public hearing on November 9th. According to the board, this meeting is about recommendations for a new college and career readiness standard. The meeting will be held virtually on Zoom beginning at 4:30 p.m. The public hearing will begin at 6 p.m. Registration for the public comment ends at 3 p.m. on November 8th. UAW members at Ford's Michigan assembly plant have voted to ratify their new contract with Ford. UAW Local 900 members who walked the picket line voted by 82% to ratify their new contract, following the tentative agreement with Ford. UAW workers at General Motors and Stellantis will soon start to vote on their contracts. The UAW says all three offers include 25% base wage increases through April 2028, cost of living allowances, and better retirement benefits. The civil fraud trial in New York against former President Donald Trump, along with members of his family, continued today. Both Donald Jr. and Eric Trump were questioned about their involvement with financial documents at the center of the $250 million lawsuit brought by the New York Attorney General's office. The Trump brothers stand accused of knowingly participating in a scheme to inflate their father's net worth to obtain more beneficial financial benefits, such as better loan rates and insurance policy terms. Both brothers have denied any wrongdoing and claimed this lawsuit is politically driven.
The good thing is it's so egregious, it's so ridiculous that I think actual, hardworking Americans trying to live their American dream are starting to realize it now. They're starting to realize that they're second-class citizens in their own country, and I think they'll act accordingly in the future.
Eric Trump is expected to return to the stand to give more testimony on Friday. It has not been said if Donald Trump Jr. is returning to the stand. One of 5 former Memphis police officers facing federal charges in the tragic killing of Tyree Nichols pled guilty in federal court today. 31-year-old Desmond Mills pleaded guilty to federal charges and is expected to plead guilty to state charges. Federal and state prosecutors have recommended that Mills serve 15 years in prison. Nichols, who was 29, died in the hospital several days after he was beaten by Memphis police officers during a traffic stop back in January.
For that same officer to plead guilty to all the charges was a great day for our family.
The other 4 officers will face a federal trial scheduled for May 6th, 2024. We have a lot more to cover tonight on Coast TV News at 11. A Milford man tells his story of serving in the air for 35 years, what led him to be inducted into the Delaware Aviation Hall of Fame.
More crazy cold temps for Friday morning. Look at where we are right now. It already feels like near freezing for right now, and a new freeze warning is actually been updated for us, so I'll tell you about that. Stick around.
But first, Bayback study why a storm risk and flooding study is on hold. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Life is a commitment, a beautiful journey that teaches us all that just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. You've got a heart that needs a hand. We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You want your life back? We've got your back. And your hips. And your knees. You're facing a monster? We've got heroes. Life gets off to a rough start? We've got this. And this. And this. You have fear? We have hope. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help. More ways to provide hope. More ways to prove our commitment to you. And that commitment, well, it runs deep.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
A storm risk and flooding study for Delaware's Back Bays has been put on hold. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says the study was too expensive and complex. The town of Bethany Beach says it will work to find funds, and current projects like the Loop Canal Dam are not hurt by this change. Registration is now open for the Delaware Wetlands Conference. DENREC says the goal is to showcase the importance of wetlands in Delaware and across the Mid-Atlantic region. Opportunities are available to sponsor and exhibit at the conference. The early bird deadline is November 29th. Registration closes January 19th. The conference will be held in February in Wilmington. According to the latest Fishing Delaware Bay report from the Division of Fish and Wildlife, white perch, small striped bass, and catfish were caught in the tidal tributaries and nearshore areas of the river and bay. Some findings from the Indian River Inlet, tog, and sheepshead are still being caught on the rocks. A few flounder are still being caught in the inland bays. The inshore ocean has good black sea bass action. The next waterfowl hunting days for Maryland's youth hunters, veterans, and military personnel will be November 4th and February 3rd. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources says qualified hunters may hunt ducks, geese, and coots on both public and private land.
As we get ready to take a look at just how cold it's going to stay, I want to give you a quick reminder. Be sure you scan the QR code in the corner of your screen. That way you're able to get the latest version of our weather app, because we've been having some advisories and watches and warnings that you need to know about. And we have one active for tonight. A freeze warning stays active for this evening. We're already feeling the cold, and we've yet to get to where it's the coldest part of the night, and that's just before the sun rises, by the way. It's 35 degrees right now in Milton, 33 in Selbyville, as well as in Redden and Greenwood. It's 31 degrees right now, 1 degree below freezing in Del Mar. Right now, we are clear with our live radar. We're not seeing any advisories for Sussex County per se, but let's say Ocean City and the Cape Isle of Wight, West Ocean City, Holly Grove, Gray's Corner, Maid at Arms Lane, and those areas, Anchor Way Drive, Golf Course Road, and along all of the of 378. We do have an active freeze warning there in effect until 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, that includes all of these areas from Ocean Pines to Salisbury, down towards Westover, Elliott, and all the way over towards Cambridge. The area that's highlighted in purple indicating we're going to drop to like below freezing, 32 and below in all of those areas, so freezing will occur. But here's an interesting part to the plot twist here. High pressure system that was directly over us or on the other side of us earlier this evening has picked up momentum and coming on the other side over in the ocean. Now, clockwise rotation, which is going to bring those winds out of the south. And that's part of the reason why we're not concerned about this cold air causing us problems going into the weekend, because the winds of change have already begun and in our favor. But for tonight, though, we'll drop to 28 in Laurel, 30 in Millsboro, for example. We may dip down to 30 in Vienna and 29 in Federalsburg, and then dip to 29 in Snow Hill and Berlin, as well as 29 degrees for the overnight low in Salisbury. Now, if you're going to be cycling tomorrow, I would recommend you don't do it in the morning time. Wait till the afternoon. I say give you the go ahead then, because that's where we're looking for clear skies, and that frosty feel will be early in the morning and just kind of cold to be dealing with the wind from riding the bikes. Temperatures will start off in the 30s for Friday morning. And then we'll go to Saturday morning. We start off in the 40s. Now, over the weekend, you'll notice we get warmer and warmer. For example, Sunday in the morning time, we have 52 degrees, but by Sunday afternoon, we are well into the 70s just about everywhere. So that's the difference. So you take a look at the beach forecast, we go from 60 to 68, Wallops Island, for example. Let me show you something else. Ocean City, we go from 59 to 64. You see how we're getting progressively warmer? And we go in, let's say, Cape Henlopen from 59 to 66. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Remember, over the weekend, we fall back, so set the clocks back when you go to sleep Saturday.
Thanks. Reminder, Paul, still to come on Coast TV News at 11, helping kids with homework, the advice from one psychologist, and a school closure in Sussex County who doesn't have class tomorrow.
It hardly ever snows at our house this time of year, which can be a big bummer. But I still check every day, just in case. My mom says never give up, because the holidays are full of miracles. And they are, especially with my mom.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
Rural communities are on the front lines of a changing climate. Farmers can implement climate-smart practices that improve soil health, nutrient management, and energy efficiency. These practices improve our profitability, resiliency, and help to open new markets.
We know voluntary conservation works and are committed to working with farmers and forest landowners to leverage resources to increase climate resiliency through conservation practices. To learn more about climate-smart practices, scan this QR code to find your local USDA service center.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. Summer heat can be taxing on cooling systems. Now is the time to look into savings offered by the latest energy-efficient heat pumps and air conditioning systems. E.T. Travis can recommend the best solution for your needs with just the right system for your home or business. The Taylor Oil family of services. One number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151. Day or night, our service never sleeps.
At Homewell, our caregivers are compassionate, our care managers are responsive, and our process is built on honest and open communication. This process is what gives us the ability to fulfill our purpose and ensures your peace of mind remains our top priority. Homewell Care Services, trusted care, true compassion.
Dogs. The Laurel School District says school will be closed tomorrow for students. The closure is for teacher grading day. The district says it is welcoming students back on Monday. Sussex Montessori Public Charter School is accepting open enrollment applications for the fall of 2024. Applications are being accepted from November 6th through January 10th. The school is enrolling students from kindergarten through 6th grade. The school says application assistance is available when applying. It can be a source of stress for both parents and their kids. Homework can take a toll on everyone in the house, but there are ways to get those after-school assignments done. With your sanity intact, Mandy Gaither has 6 ways parents can help kids with their homework.
After a long day at school and work, it can be the last thing anyone wants to do.
There's a lot of stress that happens around homework time in general.
6 things can set your family up for homework success. First, meet their basic needs. Grab a snack and drink if the child is hungry or thirsty. Second, set a homework routine. Get work done the same time each day, says Emily Mudd, a pediatric psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic.
For one child, it might be that they do their homework right after school, where another child, it might be after dinner. I'm making it just part of a structure.
Third, avoid distractions by putting any unneeded devices away. Fourth, work in a shared area of the home,
so they know that you're available to help them if needed.
Fifth, take brain breaks, especially if your child is having trouble focusing.
Getting outside if the weather is nice, getting some sunshine. It could be something as simple as taking a shower, getting some movement in, dancing.
Finally, parents, ask for help. If you don't know how to solve a math problem or don't understand a subject, it's okay to admit that.
You can model, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to, talk to the teacher to see how we can better manage this together. You really want to take those opportunities to model how to positively overcome challenges with your child.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mudd says it's also important to praise the hard work a child is doing. Discussing grades nonstop can make a child anxious, so Mudd says to focus more on the process of getting good grades, which she says will build the child's internal motivation. The Milton Public Library is accepting donations for the Clothing Our Kids Polka Dot Powerhouse Clothing Dream Drive. The library says it's accepting donations now through December 8th. According to Clothing Our Kids, other places accepting donations is Summit Community Bank in Lewis, the Millsboro Library, and Good Earth Market in Ocean View. The donations that are being accepted are new clothing for students, school-appropriate hoodies, adult-sized coats, and sneakers. Coming up in sports, field hockey playoffs are heating up. We'll have the highlights. And next, local students will get the ultimate STEM ride tomorrow when this unique, traveling, more like hovering project comes to Sussex County.
Hello, family. I heard we need to discuss our water.
Dad? The neighbors didn't say we needed to discuss our water. They said our water is disgusting.
Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
Everyone deserves a crown. The hottest new addition to the Toyota lineup. With distinct styling, the newest Toyota tech, and exhilarating performance of an all-wheel drive hybrid. With available turbocharged power. And like all Toyotas, Crown comes with a no-cost maintenance plan. Toyota, let's go places.
Your dirty vents may be telling you something. Pounds of dirt, dust, and contaminants are trapped in your air ducts. That's why you need a professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We've been cleaning air ducts the right way for over 25 years. Our NADCA certified technicians and powerful equipment clean your entire system, extracting the dirt into our trucks, removing it from your home completely. For better indoor air quality and improved HVAC efficiency,
call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
When it's your home, we know you always want the best. And if it's unique, stylish, and custom made, Superior Screen and Glass is your place. We are dedicated to providing the highest quality craftsmanship to our clients on every project. With our Pella and Anderson certified windows and doors, we will help highlight the beauty and function of your home with energy efficient, protective glass. To make your business or home superior and beautiful, trust the experience and expertise of Superior Screen and Glass.
You know when you need braces when your teeth are getting crooked and they're not in shape?
It will squeeze your teeth together and then it has to doing this thing.
Braces usually straighten your teeth.
It's a good idea to get braces. I think we're making good progress.
And then when your teeth are really straight, then you can take them off.
Smart kids, it pays to do your homework. Get an early start and choose custom treatment options at Tillman Orthodontics.
Call Tillman Orthodontics to schedule your free consult.
Frustrated about your awful water? Don't be. Call Shore Water Refining. Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
Fifth grade students at Clayton Elementary School in Frankfort will get the test ride of their lives tomorrow. The Indian River School District says the hovercraft project is coming to the school and students will get to build, test, and even ride hovercrafts. Famed for flying, this weekend, Milford native Al Burke was inducted into the Delaware Aviation Hall of Fame, among 5 others in the state, for his impressive resume as an Army helicopter pilot. Coast TV News reporter Tori Seagrave shows us his many accomplishments and his impact on the Milford community.
Let me introduce you to Al Burke. Burke served as a helicopter pilot for 35 years, from rescuing families in the Italian Alps to hovering over Germany. But to Burke, he was just doing his duty.
What I've done over the years, I never looked at it as, I never did it because I thought somewhere down the road I would be recognized. I did it because it was my job.
Just walking through Burke's home, you can tell his time as a pilot was nothing short of significant. A Silver Star, a Purple Heart, even a Legion of Merit Medal were awarded to Burke. Among his many accomplishments, one that stands out is just how long he spent in the sky.
My one tour in Vietnam, I flew 1,349 hours, and that was in a year. And if you do the math, that's a lot of flying, and I don't know anybody else that got that many hours in 1 year.
Even before joining the fight, Burke won several trophies and medals for running cross-country and wrestling at Milford High School.
I probably would have taken first in state my senior year had I not broken my wrist.
And continues to run marathons like the Skyway 10K and the Outrun Hunger 5K at the young age of 77.
I tell people it's great being in my age group because there's nobody else there.
At the end of the day, Burke hopes people will see his contributions as a pilot and give remembrance to those who didn't make it home.
When I was in Vietnam, I had friends die. I don't want people to ever forget all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we all can be free.
To learn more about Burke's story and other inductees, you can visit their plaques at the Delaware Aviation Hall of Fame. I'm Tori Seagraves in Milford, Coast TV News.
A whole boatload of toys is set to make spirits bright in Maryland this holiday season. The Maryland Natural Resources Police Toy Drive is back. You can donate new, unopened toys for children in need. Drop-off locations will be located around the state of Maryland with a new online option.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
As the calendar flips to November, well, today it almost feels like January, but on Delmarva, that also means it's time for postseason action. To DIAA field hockey we go, Milford, Polytech. Let's roll the tape. No score in the first half, so we head to the early second. Madison Hitchens battling towards the net, able to will this one home for the Bucks, and that'll get the scoring started. The seniors' impact will continue to roll on later in the quarter as the Buccaneers started to find their offensive stride. Just 5 minutes later, Hannah Zimmerman reverse swing for the top of the circle, and Hitchens waiting on the doorstep to tap it in. Second goal of the game for her, and the Buccaneers have all the momentum. Now to the fourth, here come the Cats. Kylie Levere navigating defenders in the circle, inching towards the goal, and that would draw a penalty stroke. Rachel Carey at the spot, doesn't waste the chance, ripping this one upper 90, and we got a 1-goal game again. The seniors' tally started to turn the tide for the Panthers, who now had a shot. Under 6 to play, same score, off the corner. Molly Kenny driving it in, finds the stick of Addison Kraut, who whacks in the equalizer. A huge moment for the junior, keeps Polytech alive. Under 2 to play on the clock, Milford's turn. Off the corner, across, finds a cutting Hitchens again. That's a hat trick as the Bucks win it 3-2. They advance to play 2-seeded Cape Henlopen. That'll do it for us. That's Sports Tonight.
You can watch University of Delaware basketball 2023 to 2024 season on the Delmarva Sports Network. The first men's basketball game is on November 12th at 1 p.m. and the first women's game is on November 14th at 7 p.m. All the other games you see there on your screen will also be shown on the Delmarva Sports Network. And you can join us here on Coast TV to watch Sunday Night Football. This Sunday, it's the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then right after the game, we have your hyper-local Coast TV news to get you ready for the work week. It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know what will fix traffic and parking in Rehoboth Beach. Take a look at the screen. Here are our updated results. The majority still saying a parking garage. That's at 57% right now. If you haven't voted yet, you still can on CoastTVNews.com or the Coast TV News app. Deer in the headlights? No, deer in the bar. The surprise these patrons in Virginia got on one weeknight out. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
New episodes of The Irrational, Monday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
The new upscale OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro is the place to go for fresh, hand-selected ingredients used to create the most delicious Asian delicacies. Come dine in, have a drink, and let our skilled chefs prepare your authentic Thai, Chinese, and Japanese dishes. At OC Chopsticks, we take what was good and make it better. Sushi rolls, noodle soups, General Tso's chicken, you see where we're going. Anything made fresh is better. Serving lunch and dinner daily, located at the Ocean City Outlets. OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro, we stay fresh.
Transform your outdoor space with Backyard Works. We are Sussex County's one call for all your fence, deck, handrail, pergolas, shower, and trash enclosure needs. Locally owned and operated, we make all our vinyl and aluminum fence right here in Harbison, Delaware, from American-made manufacturers. Cut out the middleman and deal direct. As a TimberTech Platinum deck dealer, our trained team will professionally install your deck that will last a lifetime. Give us a call and let us make your backyard work.
At BSD, we're here to serve you, our client. But did you know all that BSD has to offer? Everything for the inside and outside of your home. Decking, siding, trim, stairs, railings, hurricane shutters, kitchen and baths, and we install. As your local Anderson Diamond dealer, we also offer full service on all your Anderson products because Anderson backs their product with the best warranty in the industry. Visit one of our showrooms today and we'll show you all we have to offer.
Coastal Delmarva has so much going on.
Food, friends, fun, and more.
Why don't we just show you?
Coast Life, weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
McMullen Septic Service. Inspection, that's our business. Pumping, that's our business. Installation, that's our business. Repair, that's our business. 3 generations and 70 years of experience. We do it all. Remember, every 2 to 3 years to pump your septic to keep things running smoothly. Serving Southern Kent and Sussex counties. Trust McMullen Septic Service for all your septic needs. Your business is our business.
Fill your week with Wheel. It's Sweethearts Week.
It's Teachers Week.
Teen Week.
Margaritaville.
Friday at 7 on Coast TV.
Joe bustling through a bar called Awful Arthur's in Salem, Virginia, a little after 10 p.m. Wednesday evening, had everyone there in a frenzy. The dough makes its way through the restaurant near the pool table and eventually out the door. No humans were hurt, but we can't say the same for the bar's front door.
Well, I don't think the front door mined. It was like, well, I was barely holding onto my hinges anyway. Sorry, bad dad joke. Okay, here we go. Umbrella giveaway winners, Rita Miller of Ocean City. Congratulations to you. Courtesy of Paul David Restoration and Home Remodeling. Want to remind you, freeze warning is in effect for Accomack, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester. It will stay in effect until 9 o'clock for tomorrow morning. We're looking for Newark, Liberty Town, Pittsfield, Snow Hill, Girdle Tree, Ocean Pines to deal with temperatures at 30 degrees or possibly below that. That's kind of the cold that we're expecting. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day Coast TV extended forecast. Friday, 60 and sunshine. That'll warm us up for the weekend just in time. By the way, for the weekend, don't forget, we set the clocks back on Saturday night so we catch an extra hour of sleep.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.